Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today, just like the title says, I am back with another day in my life. Now today was a beautiful day. Today was actually one of my favorite kind of days, and Dan and I jokingly refer to it as another day on the homestead. I love when I get to stay home and just take care of the house, work on our garden, do some cooking, play with the pups, do some self-care, laundry. If you do like seeing these kind of videos, please consider giving it a thumbs up to let me know what you like to see. And with that being said, let's hop right in. So one of the things that I knew had to be taken care of at the top of the day was my closet. Pretty much the story of my whole life is everything kind of falling apart and becoming a disaster and then being put back together again. And don't get me wrong, I'm actually not calling this a disaster, because for me, this is not that disaster-y, but it was a little bit of a mess. So I needed to pick it up, and kind of all over was a little bit of a mess. Dan and I had just gotten back from Gatlinburg, and in the flurry of leaving town, I kind of created some chaos. So I picked up my closet, and then my bathroom needed some tending to. So I just kind of picked up different things, put things back where it belonged, and I also decided on this day I wanted to clean my rug as well as Zoe's doggy bed. I knew I had the time, so I decided I just wanted to do all of my laundry on this day. So I turned on some YouTube videos, and then I separated my laundry into different piles. I like to separate my laundry by whites and then darks that are kind of in the black gray range, and then kind of pastels, pinks, reds, all of that. So I started my white load of laundry, and I used my Arm & Hammer soap because I like to go pretty heavy duty with my whites, and I also used some Clorox bleach. By the way, I like to I like to clean my whites with very hot water with like kind of the extra rough load, because I beat my whites up. If I'm washing like white t-shirts, tanks, all of that, I'll actually do a separate load of whites, but for towels, rugs, all of that, I go heavy and hot. So I needed to unpack our luggage from Gatlinburg, and we only brought this little carry-along suitcase because we were literally there for one night. So I took everything out of the bag and sorted through dirty clothes, clean clothes, things that needed to be put away, all of that jazz, and then just kept working on the room. I also decided I wanted to put on fresh pillowcases on our pillows. I actually travel everywhere with a pillow. Like anytime I'm leaving my home, I bring my own pillow. So even though I like to change my pillowcases pretty much every night or every other night, when I get back from traveling, you can bet your bottom dollar that I'm for sure putting on a new pillowcase. So today was one of those days where, because like I said, I had the time, I wanted to make sure all of my plants got watered and trimmed. So any leaves that were looking like they needed to be picked and were dying or just not looking so hot, I kind of pruned them. So I watered this plant above my oil rack, and I put the towel underneath because I knew it was going to drip down some water and I didn't want it getting everywhere. I also reset up my oil diffuser. It had been sitting next to Dan's side of the bed for the last week or so because of allergies, but I decided to move it back into the bathroom because he's doing much better, and I like having an oil diffuser in our bathroom. On this day, I used orange oil. You know that orange is one of my all-time favorite essential oils. By the way, I'll say this now at the top of the video. I use a lot of essential oils in my routines, and I get questions about how to buy Young Living. I'm a distributor now, so if you want to reach out to me and get more information or purchase through me, feel free to send me a DM on my oils Instagram account, which I will link in the info box down below. I would love to give you more information, chat with you, and help you walk down the oily path if that is in your future. So in my bedroom, I used some Citrus Fresh. Does Bowser not look like a little angel just nestled onto the bed? By the way, this pillow, I get a lot of questions about random things in my house, but I love this pillow. It's from Cost Plus World Market. A lot of my pillows are from there. So like I mentioned, today was the day for me to water my plants. I don't know if you're really supposed to do this, but I've heard that pruning and trimming back plants is really healthy for them. So when I water my plants, like I mentioned, I always make sure to pick and prune back the bits and pieces that seem not so healthy to hopefully give the rest of the plant a better shot at life. So downstairs in the living room, I decided to diffuse a blend of lavender and peppermint, and it kind of smells like a spa when you diffuse these two oils together. It's very calming, but light and bright and uplifting, and guys, I love my essential oils like so much. I would say it's a problem, except I think that diffusing oils can be really great for your health. So I'm not going to call it a problem, even though, let's just be real, it's a problem. I'm obsessed. So I'm letting you in on a failed experiment. This was my first attempt to make at-home veggie broth. So I took the frozen scraps of veggies I had been saving and simmered them on the stovetop all day. It was actually working beautifully until I completely forgot about it till the next morning. So it just simmered down to nothing. So next time, but I still thought I would show you. Side note, I really do need to move this plant to an area with more light. A couple of you commented in previous videos that's why the edges are billowing up. So I'm thinking about where I'm going to be able to move that plant, but I haven't done it yet. I should also probably just get a fake plant for this hallway area because this plant's not doing too hot, and I think it's because there is not enough sunlight. But we'll see. It's all a process. So on this day, I decided, since I was doing all that laundry, that I would also clean Bowser's bed. And I decided to actually clean my Birkenstocks on this day. I've never cleaned this pair since I got them like 2 years ago. So I threw each shoe into one of these little laundry bags, I don't know, just cuz, and set them aside for when I was ready to throw them in the wash. So these plants in my shower, I kind of tend to change them out every few months. Like I'll move them to different spots. You know, I tend to move a lot of my plants around actually, but these are the 4 that are currently in my shower. And I just think that this whole setup is so beautiful. Just the 4 simple plants with the beautiful view of the trees out of my window. It makes for a peaceful shower, people. Then I made my way to my indoor tower garden to do a little bit of gardening, to like prune back some of the plants, and mostly just to harvest some of these greens for the lunch that I wanted to make today. So I thought I would also kind of show you the state of my garden right now. Guys, look at how many jalapenos we have growing. We have probably 20 jalapenos right now growing on our indoor tower garden, and it makes me so happy. Also, look at all of the cilantro I just harvested. I kind of am getting ahead of myself though, and I've been eating so much cilantro off the tower garden, I've almost completely eaten it dry. It's so good. I used a bunch for some guacamole last night, and I couldn't believe how tasty it was. I mean, I could, because that's what I expected from homegrown cilantro, but I couldn't believe I was actually eating it. So I had one leftover sweet potato, so I decided to make a stuffed sweet potato. And if you've been watching all of my day in my life videos and my what I eat in a day videos, then you know I am a big fan of kale slaw. But because I just like the flavor combination, I have actually been experimenting with doing this with other greens as well. So in this mix, I have a dino kale, a curly kale, and then I actually ended up putting some Swiss chard in here as well, and then some chives and cilantro. So I chopped everything up super thin and small like I do when I'm making my kale slaw. I actually feel like that's a big secret to making this taste so delicious, because the smaller the kale and greens are chopped up, the more flavorful every bite is, in my opinion, because you're really able to coat it with the surrounding flavors. So I chopped up some jalapeno. and added some lemon juice, quite a bit of lemon juice, because everybody say it with me now. Is there such a thing as too much lemon juice? No. So then I added some olive oil. And then I added a dash of balsamic vinegar, as well as some chunky sea salt. I grated some real Parmesan cheese, and then I threw that into the mix, which I have to say, Parmesan cheese with greens, particularly kale, but just with greens, is such an incredible flavor, and it does something with the greens that, like, I don't know, the partnership is just so beautiful and delicious in my opinion. So then I chopped up some cherry tomatoes and threw those in a ramekin, and then I coated them in a bunch of freshly ground black pepper. Then I cut open my beautiful sweet potato, and I also decided on this day to use some of this wild brine Japanese kimchi, which is great for gut health and full of probiotics. So I scooped that onto the sweet potato, and then I took my slaw, my salad, and I scooped that on top as well. And then I actually had some leftover Brussels sprouts that I had made for dinner the night before. So I decided to throw that on top, as well as my cherry tomatoes. Yes, guys, I know I eat a lot of food, but I love food. Yes, I did have a side also of blueberries and pears, and I love to eat, and so I just kind of don't restrict myself when it comes to real food. And I understand calling something real food, like there's a spectrum on that where people fall and what they believe is real food, but I love eating this way. And so I kind of just eat as much as I want, and whatever is left over, I either save for later or give to the dogs. I actually watched a YouTuber named Megan Fox do a KonMari closet declutter. Hers was a little bit different, and I really enjoyed it. And I've been wanting to do one of these for a while, but I'm also scared because I like a lot of my clothes, but I have so many. I'm like really nervous to go through it, especially on camera, but we'll see, maybe at some point. And then post lunch, gotta top it off with something not so healthy. So then I decided I just wanted to clean down my island. So I used my Thieves cleaner, which Thieves is made, if you haven't figured this out already, by the same company that produces the essential oils that I use, called Young Living. And I love Thieves because it is essential oils based. I can just add to the recipe as I'm going. And so today I added some eucalyptus oils to the mix. And I love it because it is a concentrate cleaner. So you buy one concentrate bottle and you make your bottles of cleaner as you go by adding a cap full of Thieves, some water, and if you want, some extra essential oils. So it lasts forever. It's great for every cleaning surface. Seriously, I use it for everything. It's super cost effective when you break down the per bottle price. And like I said, then you are breathing in yummy, vibrant plants and not crazy toxic chemicals. Even though I feel like I just gave you so much info, if you want any more info on that as well, or you'd like to place an order, once again, just feel free to DM me on my oils Instagram account. So then I picked the chairs up around my island, as well as the trash can and the rug, and I turned on Roomba. I love my Roomba. Every time I turn on my Roomba, I seriously shout, "Go Roomba, go!" So many of you begged for this shot last time, and this is the best I could get without being a stage mom that forced her to do it over and over. But Zoe riding on the Roomba is one of my favorite things on the planet. Just had to say that. So at this point, it was time to change out the laundry. So I threw my whites in the dryer. Ooh, cool dryer shot. That took effort, guys. And then I started my next load of laundry. I had random things out I needed to pick up and put away just from the trip, from like emptying stuff and whatever. So I kind of just kept doing that for a little bit too. And then at this point, I actually decided that I wanted to plant some more seeds. I thought for a while I had too many seedlings going, like I had overshot how many I needed, but I've actually realized that I have still in fact undershot, and I'm going to be transitioning to a bigger seedling tray, actually probably today, because I am eating finding and using plants faster than I have seedlings to turn around and replant. So it turns out I need to keep like a whole harvest of seedlings ready to go into the tower garden like on demand. So today I decided to plant a few different seeds. I did some basil. I love basil so much. Cilantro, which is my favorite. I mostly planted cilantro. Some black magic dino kale, some lettuce, lots of chives, spinach, and curly leaf kale, which I'm obsessed with. Oh, and in my cleanouts, found this note that I got from a flight attendant on a plane recently. And if you're watching, Ashley, I just want to tell you that I have been keeping this note in my wallet for a while, and it was so sweet. And it made my day. Oh, and on this day, I was uploading my new music video cover. And so I kept watching it and just getting all excited. And if you haven't seen this video, go to my channel and check it out if you're into my music videos. This was next level because it was so different from anything I've ever created. You guys know every music video I ever do, I'm honestly blown away as to like how it came together because it always involves lots of people. I've never had dancers do like a contemporary storytelling type dance to something that I was a part of. So check that out. Cantinas, the dance troupe, you're amazing if any of you are watching this. By the way, Zoe loves hanging out in the window in my office. It's one of her favorite spots in our house. And while she hung there, Bowser was hanging in the bedroom. The sun shines through these windows at a certain time of day. Same time of day that it shines through to the crystal apple in my hallway. And it's just beautiful. So I sat and hung out with Bowser for a few minutes. I wish he could watch my videos and hear me tell him that I love him. I love you, little dinosaur. After my rock wool had soaked for about a half hour, the timer went off and it was time for me to go plant my seeds. After I plant seeds, I add a layer of something called vermiculite to the top of my rock wool. It helps to keep moisture around the seed that is being sprouted. So I decided at this point to also do a little cleaning around my tower garden. You guys know if you watch my videos, while the tower garden is pretty regulating and sustainable, it kind of depends how you want to run your garden. And I feel like the garden can get pretty messy. So I find myself kind of cleaning up, organizing, transferring out plants, pretty regularly. I can't say like a regular garden because I'm not running a regular garden. Our outdoor garden is run by Dan, but I'm working on my garden multiple times a week, planting new plants, harvesting, cleaning, wiping, and just kind of taking care of my tower garden in general. I also decided to water my plants in my window. I also refer to this as my plant hospital, but yeah, watered those plants. Look at how good these plants are looking since I've moved them to the plant hospital, by the way. It's got flowers on it now. Actually crazy. So by late in the afternoon, I had made my way through quite a few loads of laundry, and I keep all of my clean laundry in my laundry room until I get a big batch, and then I transfer it to my couch and I fold my laundry there. Most of the time I have like YouTube videos or podcasts or something like that playing on my phone or playing on my TV while I fold and put stuff in drawers. Dan and I split our responsibilities around the house kind of strangely. If you watch my channel enough, you know that I don't do dishes like ever. That's a Dan job. But I do all of the laundry. So I'm the one that folds his laundry, puts it away, hangs stuff up, all of that. I actually really like to do laundry, at least at this point in my life. So yeah, laundry, my thing. Dishes, his. So it was pretty warm on this day. So towards the end of the day, Dan and I made our way outside and both of us got a little bit of gardening done. So I know I said that I only do the indoor gardening, and that's pretty true, but that's not fully true. I am actually working on this lemon tree that we recently ordered. So Dan helped me transplant the tree from the package it was delivered in to this terracotta pot that we picked up at Home Depot. So we added some more soil, transplanted the plant, and then gave it a nice watering. This plant will stay outside probably during the summer, but I already have a spot in the indoor lights for where I will be bringing it inside once the months get cooler. So on this day for dinner, I decided to heat us up some leftover pasta, and I believe I actually made this pasta in my last What I Eat in a Day video I uploaded last week. So if you missed that and you want to see how I made this, feel free to go check that out. But when I reheated it, I basically just threw it in the pan, added some lemon juice, a little bit more cheese, balsamic vinegar, and then I also chopped some fresh basil from my tower garden to add on top. Oh, and then on the side, I had a Ningxia soda. So later that night, after dinner, we did Bowser's favorite activity. Psych. Bowser hates this, but he has to deal with it, and that is shower time. So before I got in the shower, I decided to wipe down the floor in the bathroom because it needed a good wipe down. So I'm cleaning my floor by hand, as you can see. This will actually be changing, you'll see soon in upcoming videos, because I've started using a steam mop, which seems like it's working really well. But yeah, wipe down the floor, and then I laid out my clean rug and clean dog bed that I had just pulled out of the washer. And then I also decided to wipe off the countertop and the mirror before I hopped in as well. Oh, by this point you can see that we had also wrangled Zoe to the shower, and this is really like their holding area while I'm waiting to get in. Doesn't your bathroom just feel so nice once it's been wiped down? So I grabbed some clean towels and then I hopped in the shower and the whole fam got clean. So once I got out, this is what I always do with Zoe. I wrap her up like a little burrito and stick her in the sink. And then tonight I used this Fresh Rose Deep Hydration Toner all over my face, neck, chest, and shoulders. And then tonight was my self-tanner night. I use self-tanner maybe once a week, maybe twice if I didn't use enough. And I've really been enjoying this Tan Luxe, the face self-tan illuminating drops. And I mixed it with this Fresh Lotus Youth Cream. So you basically just take your moisturizer and you add a couple of drops of the self-tanner. It can be any moisturizer. And then I apply it all around my face, neck, chest, shoulders. And then the deodorant that I've been using lately is this Schmidt's Lily of the Valley Natural Deodorant. I love it. And then I used my Young Living Lavender Body Lotion, which you guys know is my current favorite body lotion. And then it was time to blow dry Zoe. So by this point, it was time to refill up my diffuser. And so tonight I used a blend of Valor, my all-time favorite blend, lavender, and orange oil. And then guys, I'm ashamed to admit this, but lately Dan and I have been rewatching, I seriously think for the third or fourth time, but episodes of The Office. But we love it. We laugh so hard. I literally think, side note, Steve Carell is like a genius. I mean, they're all amazing, but what? He's amazing. This is kind of a side rant. So that is it for today's day in my life video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this and found it hopefully inspiring to live your beautiful life out on your homestead, no matter where you are. I do not live on a homestead, but I consider my home my homestead. Don't forget to check my info box because every video pretty much I call them secret, semi-secret, really not secret because I'm telling you, giveaways for those of you that make it to the end, that watch my channel regularly. And it's a way for me to say thank you and give back to you guys for all of your support, because you are literally a part of supporting my life. And I love growing this community with you guys. I've learned so much from you and I appreciate you. So I will hopefully see you back here very soon. And that is all. All right, guys, bye.